of affordability? Is this not just a drop in the bucket? I mean, what is your government actually doing to address affordability?
I'm really glad you asked that question. If you think about the things that our government has done to address affordability, whether it is the Canada Child Benefit, whether it is $10 a day childcare, whether it is dental care, whether it is pharmacare, these are all measures that our government has taken to increase affordability. And it's every measure, by the way, that the Conservatives have opposed. They have voted against every single one of those measures that have a meaningful impact on the cost of living and on affordability for Canadians. And with good fiscal management, which is exactly what you have seen under this government, you are now seeing interest rates drop faster than any other country in the G7. You're seeing the fastest growing economy next year in the G7. And we have the best debt to GDP ratio. These are factors that allow us to make decisions like this. And not every G20 country can afford to take a $1.6 billion write down on taxes because they haven't been able to manage their books as well as Canada has. It's because we've done that we can actually do things like this.
And regarding the debt to GDP ratio, that is something that Chrystia Freeland has, the finance minister, has guaranteed. But in response to questions today about the deficit and that pledge to keep the budget deficit at $40.1 billion in the previous fiscal year, she has not committed to that. And we'll find out, I suppose, when she gives her fall economic update. When you talk about the interest rates, that is as a result of slowing inflation. Some economists have criticized this policy, the GST tax break, as something that could be inflationary in that it will encourage more spending in that short amount of time while the supply is in increase. So why create a policy that could contribute to more inflation following its implementation?
Well, I mean, I think that is, again, speculation on the part of some economists, and we leave it to the Bank of Canada to make those decisions. If the Bank of Canada were concerned, look, they have the opportunity. There's going to be a rate cut tomorrow. We are hearing that it might be a larger than expected rate cut. That remains to be seen. Our job is to make sure that the economy is well managed, and it is within the construct of a well managed economy that you are then able to take steps like this. And it is, again, important for Canadians to. It's important for us to look at the economy that we have in this country and the debt to GDP ratios and the deficits relative to other G7 and G20 nations. But that doesn't help Canadians when it comes to increasing affordability. And our job is to make sure that if the fiscal frame is correct, if we are doing relative to others in this world, then we can afford to take those measures and make those steps that allow affordability measures to come into place to help Canadians.
Can your government afford an up to $2.7 billion loss in revenue, according to the parliamentary budget officer?
Well, every step that we have taken is in line with ensuring fiscal prudence and fiscal responsibility. We wouldn't have taken this step if we didn't believe that we could manage the reductions in revenue. And again, this is exactly part of when you look at the holistic picture of managing the economy, as we have done well for the last number of years. You don't take these steps unless you know that you have the fiscal strength to be able to do it.